on, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. Nadeska, Akademiks and Wayno here, back in the studios at Complex Networks for the first time since March. Wayno and Akademiks look different. All the cameras are far away. The prompter is far away. I kind of feel lonely right now, I'm not gonna lie, but it's so good to see you guys.
This not 6 feet. This is like about
It's like 15 feet. I gotta look over the speaker to see you. I tried to push this one out of the way so I could see Wayno.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I can't see the desk.
I might have to take a light job over there to give Wayno a dap. And I'm guessing is Complex watching? Like,
You know what's funny? Fun fact, right? Like, every time we would have guests on, like, me and Nadeska got our own cues for when we would rap, and it's Nadeska's like feet. So I can't even see her feet right now, so I'm not used to that. You know what I mean?
Well, the good news is we have no guests. We're just recapping. I think this is the third to the final episode, if that makes sense, you know, till the show's officially over. So on this episode, we're going to be recapping some of the most feel-good moments. Akademiks, why are you looking at me like that? Can you guys cut to
you?
Yeah, bro, it's so far away. I'm not going to lie right now. Damn.
I want everybody to check out Axe Drip though. Check out the chrome.
Can we please? Let's zoom in on the ring.
The Dior sneakers. Check out the fresh Brooklyn Nets.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Hat. Even though he doesn't go to Brooklyn at all. And check out the ring. You see the you know what I mean? My man's shining.
Do you guys see the diamonds dancing right now?
Even though he still looks like Cole from Martin.
Man, get out of here. Hold on.
What?
Wayno.
What?
I know you see, Wayno, one of them dudes, he'll talk about your drip, that you could talk about his. Wayno, I see you with a $50,000 rollie, man. Wayno was in the store with a jeweler counting out 100 after 100. Man, that shit look like it's something to cause epilepsy or some type of blinding event. That's what Weekend was talking about when he said blinding lights.
Nah, you dead ass blinding.
Wayno, you went crazy with that,
I have a headache,
brother.
I think, from Wayno's watch. Like, I can't see out of my right eye straight.
Wayno, ain't you a manager? Why you got that?
What you talking about? I'm an entrepreneur. Get it right, okay? I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a media personality due to you guys. And yeah, I am a manager. I'm also a VP of A&R. So, you know, I could give myself a nice gift every now and then. Feel me?
Why the rollie?
Why?
Why the iced out one?
I was bored. I ain't gonna lie. I was bored. Why don't you tell people what you do when you bored? What you buy?
I play Fortnite.
Exactly. You see? This is what I hate about him. He talk all that shit when we ain't on. And then we come on, he'll do none of that.
Y'all the one that pointed out that this is is this Chrome Hearts?
You know exactly.
I didn't know. I thought that was a song by Uzi. I kid you not.
Listen, guys, the point here, Akademiks put on his finest outfit because the show is almost over. He wants to look his best for you guys, so I think we should appreciate him for that.
Right.
Wait, let me add one more thing before we get into it.
No, we don't want to hear.
And before anybody says it, this is not fake. They were trying to say I did fake Supreme.
The fake Supreme. You know what? You know what? Let's talk about it.
No, we don't have to get into that.
Wasn't it fake, Akademiks?
It was fake.
No. You want to get into it now, or we can get into it later? All I'm saying is everything you're seeing here is authentic. There are receipts. I got receipts for everybody. And by the way, this is this is a diesel watch.
Big ass Clifford the Red Dog watch.
I'm sorry, an arrow on Amazon. I'm sorry,
man. Yeah,
all right.
This is hilarious.
Shall we get into this?
Let's do it.
I got the Dior on. Go ahead, man.
We're here celebrating some of the best feel-good moments in Everyday Struggle history. We want to start with Kevin Gates, one of my favorite guests on Everyday Struggle of all time. Now, he's been on the show twice, the second time with his wife. We're going to start with his visit from summer 2019. Take a look.
Academics be picking on me, y'all.
No, I gotta know. Yo, listen, sir. Half of the comments I get about Gates is this, right?
Man,
listen,
no, but he's a smart,
he's a dumb nigga sounding smart. Or, to be honest, he thinks deeper than everybody else.
No,
and sometimes trying to figure out what each thing he says is like almost in the middle. Some things sound like, yo, damn, I should really go look up that shit in terms of what he said about his skin. This nigga talking chemistry.
But that's
so
beautiful.
I respect it and I learn.
That's beautiful because to thine own self be true. And that's self-accountability. I'm proud of you. Give me a hug.
Oh, you guys, you should end on a hug. We gotta go. Give him a hug. Kevin Gates, thank you.
You know you my little son, boy.
He said, give me a hug. All right, so look, he was talking about his album, I'm Him, at that time. And as you can see, we had a pretty long conversation about him finding peace with the help of his wife. He talked about how he felt like Akademiks was picking on him all the time. I just feel like every time Kevin Gates comes to the show, it's an out-of-body experience. But what did you guys take away from that episode?
Man, that first episode, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, again, you know, we're gonna get into a lot more other stuff, but, you know, coming in here into Complex, I've had, you know, I could tell energy between people, and I thought Kevin Gates hated me. And I'm not gonna lie, his energy was super refreshing, and I ain't gonna lie, I was super happy that he even say, yo, hey, give me a hug, because, you know, he wasn't bringing a lot of baggage from before, and honestly, I was really throwing darts at him in terms of this is what the internet say. And you know, sometimes people look at me like, yo, Ak, you're not only the internet guy, you have a little bit closer reach. But I still try to represent our perspective. And I was like, yo, the internet say this, they say this, they say this. And, you know, I think he took it in jest and in stride. And by the way, if y'all don't know, there was also like a saying about Kevin Gates and him doing interviews that he could go rude.
Oh, I was terrified. I feel like, okay, so usually when we come to the show, I'm the buffer. I'm usually placed between academics and the guests if there's some issues. But in this particular one going in, I saw that footage of the interviewer touching him on the shoulder or whatever and him flipping out. I was terrified. So I think he did give me a hug later in the show and I was surprised, but the energy was not at all what I expected. But it's the one interview I've ever gone into just feeling tense.
Well, you know, Kevin, he's like a big energy guy. What was really dope about when he came on at that time, I actually had went to the listening party for I'm Him a couple of days prior and just chopped it up with him briefly before he came on. So it was like, when he saw me, he embraced me. You know, we had a little bit of a connection because we're both Muslim. You know what I mean? So like,
I saw that.
Yeah, once we had that, I felt like when he came in the room, he just felt a little bit more safe. You know, just being around us. But yo, I ain't gonna front. That was a very memorable episode.
It was.
I kid you, no. Like I think you're even understating it. He came onto set, and I remember him and Wayno had a very close interaction in terms of like them shaking hands and speaking very face to face, and it was a lot of stuff about faith, but understanding. I was like, what? Like, is everything cool? But they were cool, and I'm like, if this is how he is with everybody, I don't got that rapport with them.
Hey,
what might happen?
Remember Kevin had prayed before we started.
Right.
Yes.
Remember he had prayed before we started. I mean, I think that, you know, the biggest thing about Kevin Gates is that he's really, really, really misunderstood. You know, I feel like, you know, when we got a chance to interview him, that was one of the better ones that you could look on the internet and find, because it's like he seemed very comfortable with us. You know? Yeah.
And shoot, I had a couple questions which I'm like, yo, listen, hey, you know, with most interviews, I think might go left. I'm like, hey, they might swing on me, they might say something, but I'm gonna get that question off. And I remember one of the things when he came onto set, I think it was someone in his entourage or maybe security, and they had an interaction where it was almost like almost like a cheek-to-cheek kiss type shit, like, you know. And I wanted to ask about that because, again, I'm not of the same faith. I don't, you know, so I'm a little bit ignorant to that. So I just wanted to know. And before I asked that question, if y'all watch, I wanted to check the temperature, and truth be told, he was everything opposite of what we saw and thought going into that interview. Maybe Wayno actually.
Wayner.
Maybe Wayno actually like filling that gap and also like welcoming him like as a brother, and they have a shared understanding probably helped that. But I know Nadeska was like, yo, I ain't gonna say too much, and I'm like, yo, don't make sure he don't jump over this table, okay? We cut it.
Right.
Yeah, what's crazy is that I enjoyed this so much, and I like Kevin Gates so much that he even went on to do my the New York spelling bee over at Apple Music, and we had such a good time. He has a great sense of humor, and I really like that he calls me Miss Nadeska. I guess it's a Southern thing. No one else calls me that, so I would love if you guys could just refer to me as Miss Nadeska for the rest of this episode.
Okay, Miss Nadeska.
Think about it while we go into the second clip, which is from Kevin Gates coming back to Everyday Struggle for the second time with his wife, Erykah, earlier this year. Take a look. Are you guys also building a family? There've been some rumors out here. Are we expecting?
They know to show you how the internet is. I said she doesn't have a bun in the oven. She got something in the slow cooker. She had drunk a lot of water.
And my stomach was just...
And her stomach was sticking out. I say she ain't got nothing in the oven. She got something in the slow cooker.
a bunch of food.
That turned into a whole week of speculation. Like,
But that's cool.
you clear it up.
But that's cool. I don't owe anybody no explanation.
Kev, you got a vision board?
It's up here.
All right, I was about to say, because I would love to see what you write on the damn wall all the time.
Anything I tell her I want to do, say, babe, this what I want to do, babe. This how I'm gonna come on. I'm gonna be sitting on there with my legs crossed like our little partner from Argentina. I'm gonna be sitting in there, and the next thing you know, she just make it happen.
All right, so this is the first and only time we've had a couple together on the show, and I thought this was a really beautiful moment. Obviously, you see them talking about how they work together, how she inspires his work. Pardon me. They spoke on voodooism in New Orleans. They debunked the pregnancy rumors. Overall, just another great Kevin Gates appearance.
I do remember this because, by the way, you know, he was incarcerated for a time. She put out an album with his blessing, and she represented his brand very well. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this was the time, and by the way, I've learned a lot from Kevin, 100%. Whether it was on camera, everything is legit. We're not here faking it. Y'all know me. I'm not gonna be doing. And also, we're not doing let's just act like whatever. And me and him, we followed, whether it was about either having better diet, drinking certain things, weight loss. Me and him, we followed with DMs. But I'm gonna tell you what that episode taught me. It taught me, and he was the biggest example of having a great woman in your corner who you have a great understanding. No, real talk. And by the way, we spoke about.
Wow, Wayno and I are shocked.
You seen it hit us both at the same time. You seen that, right? Like, it hit us both at the same time.
Wow. Okay, continue, Akademiks. Apologies.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, and what I'm saying is that, to see their chemistry and how they they had just such a deeper understanding of everything, and they were so in tune. I got to realize, and by the way, also, I just give her the utmost credit for holding his brand down while he was incarcerated. I realized that, I do think most rappers, not only, I need that too, but still, I think most rappers need a woman like that. I think we have a few in hip hop, Keisha Kaur with Gucci. I think we got, of course, her with Kevin Gates. I was super impressed by that, and it's one of the couple interviews, which I think we only did one.
Only one, yeah.
It was really amazing. Kevin Gates has shown me so much growth. It erased every negative stereotype about him doing media I've ever seen.
Yeah, Gucci, another person that told Akademiks he needed a good woman in his corner, right? But I think that was very memorable, just off the fact of so many different subjects we touched on. I remember them talking about, just the culture in Louisiana specifically, talking about, indigenous people, all of these different things. And I seen it go viral in those spaces. I seen a lot of people post from that interview, so it was dope. I got really informed on that one, for real.
Yeah, they talked about, I think, getting the farm, moving to the farm, and having animals and stuff. Kevin Gates, Dreka, if you're watching, I still would really love to come visit you guys. I love farms and I love animals. We would love to know if Ak has applied any of the things you taught him about having a good woman in his life to his own life.
I tried to apply something, though. Remember when I asked him, which I thought was a ballsy question, too, because, I've seen it online, but I've never seen anyone ask him. And I say, because he has super smooth skin. Pause. I don't know if I need to say pause or whatever the case. It looks like makeup. I kid you not. When you're in person with Kevin Gates, I know y'all might be watching him from afar on Instagram, and you think it's a filter. He looks like that in real life. And I remember saying, did you do something? Is it makeup? And I think he had said something about water or something like that. And I was like, man.
My God, you were so good at dodging a question.
No. Seriously, he basically was talking about his lifestyle and how it was he said he doesn't eat pork, all type of stuff, his diet, and he was saying it comes out in the skin. And listen, man, watching a commercial is one thing. Seeing Kevin Gates in person and seeing how smooth his face was, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, I was impressed. I tried to take
all right,
some
yeah. Clearly you took a lot away mentally, but you didn't apply any of that to your life, but it's all good. There's still time for you to grow, Akademiks. It is time for our next clip. This is one of the craziest episodes of all time. Erykah Badu with the troll.
This is feel good?
The troll. Was it not good for you, Akademiks? Because it was great for us.
This clip, man.
We're going to play this clip. This is Erykah Badu, the first season of Everyday Struggle with one of the best trolls of the decade. Take a look.
You put spells on men.
No.
Drake had tea with you.
Yeah.
And rapped about it. Ain't nothing really so gangster about tea, but this specific line. We all wanted to know what you guys talked about over tea, what kind of tea it was.
I listened.
Do you offer tea to all of your guests?
Yes.
Why he couldn't get some of this
Absolutely.
kryptonite water?
He could get some of that.
Okay.
I just like people to be hydrated when they talk.
What are your conversations? Like with men?
You want to really know?
Yes.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
You handed me an incense, my G, as soon as you walked in. This was the most.
You gotta rotate the incense, my nigga.
Word.
No, I'm trying to keep it.
Joe, get
You
out.
remind me, and it's Thomas because there's a character on there who said Thomas all the time. She would stand in a chair. She said, Thomas! And you know who you look like? You look like Jerry, the mouse from Tom and Jerry.
Hold up.
That's not where I thought that was going.
That music was cartoon music.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you look like
can't remember the
Has
cartoon.
anybody ever
Jerry.
told you that?
That's like a meme.
Is it really?
Yes.
That was funny.
Yo, if you guys have not seen this episode, she started this
Don't
from the
encourage it.
moment that she came in saying, I just cannot remember who you remind me of, and carried this on for a solid 45 minutes. Just incredible TV. Also, the fact that you were holding the incense the whole time she was doing this was
Yo, she came in and walked around the room, and the whole time I'm like, maybe I'm just ignorant, but I've never seen some shit like that in my life. So I'm like, maybe this, like, and also I'm skeptical of all this industry shit, so I'm like, this is like an act, bro. So she came in and I'm like, yo, really? She's just gonna come in with this whole incense or whatever. But then she started she was like, oh my God, you look familiar. You look like something that I like. So this whole time, I kid you not, she got me fooled by kind of like saying, you look like something that brings back fond memories. So I'm like, oh shit, she might have had a boyfriend back in the day that was, beating it down. Hold up, man, I'm in this junk. So again, Joe's trying to spit his whatever. I'm like, all right, that's cool, this little astrology, numerology. Get that out of here, man. So I'm like, yo, she keeps like looking at me and I'm like, hold up. Fixing the hat, I'm chilling. Nadeska hating, trust me, she is. I'm like, all right, bet. Licking the lips. And then she starts narrowing in on where she had that memory from, and I was like, okay, well, what are you trying to say though? You know what I mean? And then when she hit me with the punchline, I was like,
oh man. My reaction in that video said, because Wayno, of course, you weren't on the show at that point, but what did you think as a viewer of that moment?
When I seen it, I thought it was the funniest shit ever. So I'm at this time, of course, as me watching the show, I'm never thinking a day in my life I'll be on the show one day. But I'm watching the show, and I was I'm wondering what she's gonna say. Because listen, men, when it comes to Erykah Badu, men get excited. Let's keep it all the way 100. Men get excited because she does put a spell, and we always wonder about Erykah Badu. When she said it, I just fell out laughing.
Wait, hold on. I've yet to have a follow-up conversation, and I know what the internet has. No, real talk. Do you believe the overall intent was just to troll, or maybe it was of course, there's a funny, pop culture thing you could put towards that memory, but it didn't feel like she was trying to troll.
It don't feel like she was trying to troll. I mean, hindsight is 2020. It looks like she's trying to troll, but you do kind of look like Jerry, my nigga. I'm just keeping it.
Yeah.
With
the side by side, the cheeks are kind of the same. They're super cute.
I always used to say Alvin the Chipmunk, but
Nah, cute cheeks. Yeah, you're right. In the moment, it didn't feel like a troll. Like she was really just dead ass trying to see who you were. But in retrospect,
it feel like she was slightly kicking game. Yes or no, Nadeska?
I think that was all a part of the ploy, guys. Just an incredible moment. Shout out to Erykah Badu. That shit was incredible.
All right, let me ask the last question on this.
Okay.
I've been also confused about how I should feel about it. Should I resent her for trolling me and essentially making this a meme where I'm getting played online? No. Or should I be like, yo, truth be told, that was an authentic moment and that was just dope.
Yeah.
And I troll people from time to time. Should I just take it?
You should lean all the way in. No, don't be confused. Lean all the way in that even if it was 100% a planned troll, you got trolled by one of the most legendary musicians of all time.
I mean, I don't know how you should take it. I know she called you a rat at the end.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I didn't.
Isn't Jerry, he's a mouse, he's not a rat. Let's not go there yet. This is the feel-good episode, you guys.
Wayno, this is why I've been stuck in this place of, is this acknowledgement or is this, yo, I am playing you? Because that's how some people take it online. Wayno's the internet nigga.
But isn't that your brand? We never know. Is it love? Is it hate? It's a bit about. I didn't say rap. All right, let's move on to the next clip. You know what? I think it's after this. All right.
Let's move.
Okay, so this one is a bit more recent, although this is summer 2018. Wow, time is really flying. All right, so we've had a lot of artists, of course, on the show, but I think this is the first time we've had another media personality on the show, Nick Cannon. This was a legendary moment. He talked a lot about Wild 'N Out, Kim and Kanye, Drake, etc. Take a look.
thing that fucked me up the most about Kanye was the liposuction shit.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We just skimmed over that shit. Fuck the slave comment. The nigga, what?
He said I got lipo to make
Come on, we made him go get liposuction.
Yeah,
like we didn't make you go get in the gym. We didn't make you like
I
that.
never even looked at him.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck what your body look like, man.
Right. Then I didn't even hear the shit. I was having dinner with Push and didn't even know he was going to diss Drake.
Hold on, no. Did Pusha tell you it didn't like?
He never told me
expose
shit.
This nigga about his kid.
He never told me shit. They didn't tell me nothing.
By the way, Drake blocked him. You can see why now.
Oh shit, Drake blocked you?
He blocked me on Instagram.
You had dinner with the nigga.
I don't know that.
Why you blocking niggas? First of all, like to me, I was so into.
I think Drake smashed Kim K. No cap.
Come on, man. Let's stay on topic.
That ain't that far off of a concept.
Like, why would we not say the obvious shit?
And again, this is as a fan, just stepping back. There's something.
Talk, my nigga.
Something real personal going on in that world to where Drake was like, because knowing Drake is the most calculated dude
but
ever.
But we think that Kanye just leaked his personal conversations.
Nah.
Is that not enough?
Yeah,
no?
there's something that Drake holds over that whole family that he like, y'all don't want me to let this out.
Exactly. And I always think about it. Who does Kanye West care about in the world beside himself?
I was thinking the same shit.
All right, so having Nick Cannon on this episode was amazing, but I think my face in that moment said everything. I didn't really see the Drake, Kim K, Kanye thing coming, but of course that moment went super viral to the point that Kim Kardashian actually responded to it and felt like she needed to dispute it. Akademiks, what do you?
I'm just saying, man, I come on here and listen, man, these aren't just, I'm not shooting from the hip. I'm doing educated guesses, but also some shit is obvious. And when I said it, you two motherfucking haters who did not want to at least go on the path of, just hyperbole.
Mm-hmm. Hyperbole.
Y'all shot me down when I said it to him.
Hold on. I'm not going to say I shot you down. I think one of the things people have pointed out in the history of the show that they can read my emotions on my face. I'm sorry, I'm Caribbean, I'm very expressive. My face just fell because I just did not see the shit coming. And I, just being a respectful person, would never have come out of my face and said that, but this is why you're Akademiks and why you're great.
Right, because I didn't see that either. Like, I just...
Wayno, you knew that.
No, I didn't see that, man.
What could be the secret that he said, if I say this thing publicly, would ruin a whole family, other than that one thing that nobody wanted to say because it felt like you were crossing a couple boundaries?
I had something I thought,
What'd you think?
I thought he was gonna say he's like an undercover brother or some shit.
What?
Nah, real shit. I thought that's what he was gonna say.
Well, if you had said that, then that would mean a lot, because Wayno was in the mailroom at Rockefeller. You never know. He might have ran into Kanye was cooking up some.
Don't start that.
Who knows if you saw some? But what I'm trying to say is that I think Nick Cannon was such a great guest.
Yeah.
He didn't speak as if he had a publicist. He didn't speak as if he was like, hey, I'm this guy who's really established in the industry at that point, and I don't want to say stuff. He was just talking like, it was just us kicking it, and that's what we really wanted the show to be. Yeah. It went viral just because of the honesty, but still, I thought that was just a dope moment. I thought he was gonna be like, keep me out of it. Instead, he said, I'll indulge. No,
just in general, one of the best conversations we've ever had on the show. Obviously, he does this as a professional. He's just genuinely a very, very cool dude. So we've definitely had moments where the interview gets so uncomfortable or slow, or the artist just doesn't want to talk. That's when people start kicking my feet under the table, like, wrap this shit up. That was never going to happen with Nick Cannon. So thank you again for coming on the show. That was an amazing moment. Our next one.
No, real quick. Is lipo in hip hop a little thing still, or no? Because
I think lipo for men hasn't been accepted yet. Lipo for men hasn't been accepted.
Sure.
I mean, are you planning to do it?
I'm just saying.
I'm just asking. You inquiring? Fuck you inquiring for? He's acting like he's setting up for 2021 summer right now. He wanted to know if we cool with it. He want to know if we cool with it right now.
Listen, my whole thing is that, listen, Wayno, who was kind of rep the flag of New York, the Mecca.
Here we go.
The most famous DJ that's came in recent time, in the last 20 years, DJ Funk Master Flex. He was getting some lipo on the gram, man. He was really vivid, and he showed off the whole procedure. So I was asking because Nick in the clip said it was outlandish that that Kanye got lipo because of what people said. I don't think people are bullying Funk Master Flex into getting lipo, but he just hopped on the table and just showed it on the gram.
It doesn't seem like a thing that men do. That's
I only think it was outlandish that Kanye did it because he could have just hit the gym. You know what I mean? He looked like he could have worked that off in a few weeks, but yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Too much money. But anyway, guys. So our next clip is Machine Gun Kelly. So he was on the show in summer 2019. This was around the time he had released his album Hotel Diablo, and I think this is genuinely one of the most deep and heartfelt conversations that we've had with an artist, and I really enjoyed this one. Check it out.
Yeah. And it's crazy because Harlem was the first place I ever got my first rap check.
What?
Yeah, I won the Apollo. I was the first rapper to ever.
What year was that?
2009.
Damn.
$45.
45 fucking
What'd you spend that money on?
I did, and I kept the check. I framed it.
Oh, you got it.
That's hard.
I got kicked out of the first apartment. I got one.
Boy, doing too much?
No, honestly, like weirdest thing I've ever made. It was for sex noises.
Was that extreme?
Yeah, well, me and the couple had words exchanged because I was like, "Yo, are you the one that called the?" Yeah. I mean, she was like, "Yeah." Da, da, da. She said all this shit, and then she was like, "And I hear you fucking every night." And da, da, da.
Did you say it was for a movie?
No,
you didn't say
I
that.
absolutely should have. I fucked.
I look
So-
fat in that clip.
I look crazy in that clip, crazy hair, crazy makeup. So it was a really long conversation. We talked about sort of his journey in rap, not feeling accepted at certain times, his movie career. But my favorite part was him talking about his issues with substance abuse, things a lot of people go through because life is fucking hard, man. You need some ways to cope. And we had this really like come to Jesus moment with Akademiks where he tried to put him on the spot. But again, I don't think anything really came of that moment.
No, it wasn't even me putting him on the spot. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's
No,
rare.
us putting you on the spot.
Oh, no,
like
no,
him
no.
talking about his experiences
Oh, okay.
and you relating.
No, I like that. I like that
Me
because
too.
it's rare that we ever get guests that aren't hitting us with the, hey, I'm going on a press tour for a project, and I know y'all gonna ask me these 20 questions, so I have these 20 stock responses. He was talking to us like humans. He was sharing some things that are just so personal that he still hasn't had a full grasp with. And honestly, like, you know, just having that conversation, to not look at him, because I think sometimes interviews could be like that, like, oh, so yeah, I heard you be just strung out on drugs. I told him about a lot of habits that I had, and truth be told, we had a very, like, you know, transparent moment. And like, honestly, through all the years of doing the show, I've never had that moment with an artist where it was like, yo, we could identify with, you know, fuck the fame, fuck whatever comes with being a rapper or whatever, or even an entrepreneur and media personality. It's just that we're humans and we go through things and we do things to, you know, try to feel better or self-medicate. And that was just such a real moment. I really give him credit because he didn't come here to give us a stock interview.
Yeah. It was really dope. I mean, like, just having him share, you know what I mean? Not just about the music, but just him as a person. And I feel like, you know, Machine Gun Kelly is another misunderstood artist, you know? Also just him sharing stuff about his daughter. You know, I love that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a parent as well. But yeah, I think that's one of the more memorable ones. I mean, like, just having him here, getting him to talk, getting him to open up. Remember, we talked about it after the show. It was like, damn, like, he really opened up on there, and it was really memorable.
Yeah, because publicists always hit you with these are the questions you can't ask.
Don't ask
thing.
this, and
so
yeah.
irritating. So it's nice when an artist is open. And for me, I think one of the biggest struggles I've had on this show is finding my place, because the show historically has just been very combative. I'm not a combative person, right? For me, it's just like my background has been in journalism and interviews. I like to make artists feel comfortable and just sort of see the person behind the celebrity. Right. So that was definitely one of my favorites. Now, this next one was just a lot more fun. This is Waka Flocka. Earlier this year, we covered a lot in here talking about rap, why he thinks it's not a dangerous career like some people say, and then him saying that he was a whack rapper.
I was a whack rapper. Like, I knew I was whack, but I was real. See what I'm saying? My realness overcame my whackness.
Wait, you actually think in hindsight? You think in hindsight you were whack?
But my favorite rappers, DMX, Nas, KRS-Ones.
You worked on your craft though, like
Goody Mob.
by the time
I can't rap like them folks.
By the time
Man,
you
put me and
like
Kendrick Lamar in the booth, man.
like
Put me and K-Dot in the booth. Hey, man, he go out. I like rap. I'm a whack rapper, but a hell of an entertainer.
You guys really enjoyed this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about him saying he was I thought that was like kind of crazy, him saying he was a whack rapper. Flocka is one of my favorite albums, just period. You know what I mean? It's one of my favorite albums, and I didn't think that he would call himself whack. But when he like gave the bar of what he said is dope, I understand why he said that, but I still didn't totally agree with him. But yeah, another thing, remember he said we made like $30 million? Like it was so many different things that Waka came with. I think like Waka needs his own platform one day where he could just talk fully with nothing to spare, you know what I mean? But it was, that shit was interesting.
I think Waka at this point in his life, and he has been for the last couple of years, but he definitely came on the show and was very, he talked so nonchalantly about it that if you watch that episode, that you might not get the gravity of what he was talking about when he was talking about fucked up record deals or his situations with other people or his financial situation. But Waka Flocka is the definition of an artist that got it all with music, but then later realized that this is temporary and also started to look outside of music to kind of make those footholds in continuing the success. Whether it was stocks, he was putting me up, like after the episode, he was like, yo, listen, man, yo, you got a little brand? Yo, go on Facebook, hit this person up, do this, do that. Like, Waka's the ultimate hustler. And I think, I think for a lot of people who love hip hop and you follow hip hop since 2004 and on, we've heard, oh, Chameleonaire, yeah, he had a little run, but now he's in the tech stuff. Yeah. But you never hear him really speak about it. I think Waka be here and telling you, yo, I've made more money off of some non-rap stuff doing this and hustling my fame and celebrity and brand and leveraging it more than I made off a record deal. And he was the introspectiveness of, and especially business-wise, I think was very, I loved it. Yeah. I loved it, honestly.
Also, thank you to Waka. He's also been like a fill-in host for us when we needed it this past year. So grateful for that one.
Oh, yeah, Waka.
Yeah, when you was up out of here.
I wasn't gonna say.
Waka was at the gas station.
Yeah, he was in his car. He's like, I'm on my way to the gym.
Yo, he was in the line at Chick-fil-A. Look to my man Waka though. Thank you
rapper
so much.
Shit. All right, so this next one we're gonna take it back to the first season of Everyday Struggle. This is the summer of 2017 when we had 2 Chainz on. I don't remember exactly what we talked about. I just remembered it was a great moment because 2 Chainz is a vet. Check it out.
I rapped probably in my mind, it was probably 12 or 16, I guess, because I heard a sound come in that back then I thought was like the hook sound or whatever. The boy Wayne came in, he rapped right after me. He rapped for like 40-some bars. I said, hey, bro, you rapped over the hook sound. He said, boy, ain't no hook sound, bitch.
Yo, 2 Chainz is one of those people that is just so charismatic when he's like in a good mood, you know what I mean? So a conversation with him is always gonna be fun. He always has great stories. He's hilarious. I think this was the thing about the first season of Everyday Struggle. I hate everyone in the industry. It was his very first time meeting these artists that he had covered, and I think this was definitely a pleasant experience for you.
Yeah, no, 2 Chainz was so dope. I was always like shocked that anyone even knew me. But I will say that, yo, man, I was dressing mad whack back. Not saying I'm
What is different now?
Man, your pan up and down. Stop.
He said back then, it's only because we ain't been on the show for 8 months.
Switch to the far-out view that they can see the fucking kicks.
Why, you just walked yourself right into that.
I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at myself, I'm like, I get why y'all said I looked a little goofy before, you know what I mean? Come on, man.
Where is the fake Supreme episode? Do we even remember? Was that a guest or a regular show?
That is not in the rundown.
All right, anyway, carry on. You were talking about 2 Chainz.
I'm just saying that 2 Chainz is one of those people that, he came here and he was so welcoming, but also he reminds me of a younger Snoop in terms of like, his stories with other artists, but also just his just natural ability and charisma just to deal with people here. It's a great episode. So, I love 2 Chainz for that, you know what I mean? Like, he actually made me feel like I was actually important. You did. He was like, yo, Act, no, we fuck with you. You just gotta get you would tell me about my drip, you know what I mean? He was telling me that. I think the drip is increased. Yo, we gotta send this clip to 2 Chainz.
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, he was making fun of your jeans. I do remember that.
No, because that's when I had went to like Express, and Express had like
That's all we need to hear. He went to Express.
No, shut up.
We wore that in high school.
I didn't want to spend because I didn't want to spend all that money on Balmains. So, everybody was copying like the Balmain look. And I had like the Balmains, and I think he called them Falmains or something like that. It's Balmain? I thought it was Balmain. Anyway, it don't matter.
Wait, no,
What
make
I'm
him
trying to
stop.
say
Make
is
him
that
stop, please.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up.
he was giving me some style advice, and I want to say pleasantly.
Wayno, were
2
you
years
watching
later,
Everyday Struggle at that time as a fan, judging Akademiks and his fits?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, just
absolutely.
confirming.
You know, the great thing about this was like I had an angle, right? Like, so when I first started, I was like, I know what I'm gonna talk to him about every time we start. His fucking clothes. You know what I mean? Like,
no, that's because you had 3,000 sneakers.
That was my angle. That was my first angle. Like,
and I love wearing my Yeezys.
Oh man, all right, so our next clip is also from the summer of 2017. So this is when we flew to our LA. So it was our very first time not filming in the New York studios. Of course, we had no idea what we were up against. So we had Vince, Mustard, and this I think was right before the Migos thing happened, was it? Or it was before the Migos thing happened. So mind you, on Vic Mensa happened that time too. This was crazy. Anyway, Vince Staples on Everyday Struggle, summer 2017.
This nigga Ray J the other day, he was talking about music. He was like, so how y'all get paid now? I was like, shit, streaming. He said, damn, that's crazy. Y'all gotta wait for y'all money. He was like, I sell bikes, bro. I got 3 bikes. One costs $1,500, one $1,800, one $2,500. I take Amex, Discovery, MasterCard. I'm like, for sure, Ray J. He got a brick and mortar, bro. Come on, get you a scooty bike. Get you a fucking scooty bike, DJ. Get you a scooty bike, DJ.
Man, I don't know if that could run away from these niggas that trying to chase me, man.
Nobody gonna fucking chase you. Get you a fucking scooty
A
bike.
scooty bike?
Get a scooty bike.
How fast can it go?
Faster than Vic Mensa.
I'm out of this.
So it's not too soon for Joe.
Okay, so this, all right, thank you for the timestamp, Joe Budden. This was, right after the Vic Mensa shit happened. Yo, I'm just gonna go on record. I've said this a couple times. Vince Staples is one of the funniest people to ever live. To me, he has Dave Chappelle level humor. Like, he's very, very smart and super, super sharp. So I really love this episode. And honestly, any interaction I had with Vince Staples, unless you end up in an R. Kelly documentary by accident. But anyway.
Yeah, I remember before this, couple months before, so our talent department would come to us like, hey, who do you guys want? And they would tell you who is coming up to the building that you might could get. And Nadeska was so keen on, hey, we need people who are talkers, people who could be funny, charismatic. And Nadeska all the fucking time, yo, Vince Staples, Vince Staples, Vince Staples, Vince Staples. And, of course, I had a pretty decent rapport with him at the time, but he did come up and he delivered. Like, he was a very, kind of charismatic, enigmatic type of character. And truth be told, it was super tense. And we'll cover that in another episode. After the Vic Mensa thing, man, oh man, it was tense. And he basically, imagine a room where like niggas almost just fought in, and a comedian walks in and just starts cracking jokes while everybody's like, their face, everybody's upset, and he starts cracking jokes and you start laughing at the situation. He was probably the perfect guest to have after that situation. And I'm glad, I think he did start a podcast, but he definitely needs some more talking stuff.
Vince is definitely special. He's definitely special when it comes to speaking, man. That was hilarious, though. That was hilarious.
No,
one of the greatest to ever do it. All right, guys, so who is our next? Oh, Casanova. All right. Yo, the timestamps on all of these are throwing me off. I just have no sense of time or space anymore. So if you paid me $1 million, I couldn't tell you when any of this happened. But Casanova was our guest in fall 2019. He's a guest I honestly never thought we would have on the show, because him and Akademiks had issues until they ran into each other at the club and everything was all good.
Every spot in New York, I keep hearing from every chick who I know, yo, cast me in here at least once a week. Every spot. So I'm at this spot, like it's my cousin's birthday, we all cooling. And like we got in there mad late. I'm trying to get her a drink or whatever. All of a sudden, I see a nigga, he gotta be like 6'8". He looks 6'8", big brolic, got a black shirt on. And I don't know, like, I'm with some of my family, so they don't really know rap shit like that. All I see is a 2X chain. I see that nigga. Then I see another nigga, and I'm like, 2X. Oh, I know what this is.
He checks for the exit.
Third person is, of course, this nigga.
I don't know what the fuck he said. I don't recall, but he said some shit. I think he like, what you call that shit, 42 fake out? He just tricked me. I don't know. He got good wordplay, but the shit is crazy because I feel like if it didn't happen there. It would have never, like, we would have, yeah, because I used to wait outside here.
So when Ak showed up the next morning and said we should have Casanova on the show, I was stunned, but I think Wayno got the play-by-play in real time, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, Cass, man, shout out to my guy Cass, you know, he's fighting some tough things. But Cass, he had, I forgot where I was at. I was in the airport, and he FaceTimed me, and he was like, yo, check your phone. And I was like, for what? He sent me a video of him and Ak, like, in the club together. And then I was like, all right, so I could bring you up. Because I kept saying, like, yo, I want to bring Cass on the show. And Ak was like, nah, we ain't doing that. He's like, nah, we ain't doing that. But, I mean, what was really dope was to get a chance to, like, you know, I consider Cass one of my friends. And he's really a good guy. And to get him and Akademiks together, they started doing content together. You know, Ak is in one of Cass's videos. Shit, they became closer to me and him after that. So it was kind of dope. It was kind of dope.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest, like, so there's a couple of individuals that I know, it's weird. So, like, you know, of course, everyone looks at Wayno, like, you know, I'm glad that I think we both see, like, you know, each other, and especially with the show, as far as long as we've done it. Like, listen, hey, I could be, like, you know, cool with people that may not have the best opinion about him, and he definitely could be cool with people that might not have the best opinion about me. But from time to time, I would kind of like throw it up in the air like so-and-so. And I remember Wayno was like, you would say, yo, man, Cass not gonna do nothing to you. And I'm like, are you sure? I just seen his Breakfast Club interview. He said he was waiting outside with a gun. Are you sure, Wayno?
Whoa.
No, tongue in cheek, like, he's being facetious. But, and this is why, like, truth be told, with all he's going through now, I'm rocking with Cass.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because no matter what they're accusing him of, I could tell Casanova was a changed person. Trust me, it would have been a very long day for me. if Casanova had any type of that aggressive energy or negative feeling, I'm telling you, pulled up in the club with a lot of people, and we had a civil discussion. And truth be told, I've talked to him so much more after that I realized that, yo, Casanova, he might have came from an element, but, like, yo, he wanted to just be in this industry and be an artist. This is why, you know what I mean? Again, I give him so much credit because he could have looked at like, man, let me do some stuff right here now, and I could probably get some attention from it and this and third.
Right.
And he chose the other way. And, you know, we built a pretty genuine relationship. I love Cass for that. I was glad to bring him on Everyday Struggle. I was glad for all our interactions. You know what I mean? I'm still looking at Wayno like, you sure this is the same person, right? What Wayno was saying, I was like, yo, man, Wayno, they ain't gonna tell you the truth. But I do want to say, Casanova, unlike any other artist, and really, I'm speaking to even the situation he's going through now, Casanova could have done and took stuff elsewhere. He wasn't gonna be that person. He was happy to be in the industry, and that's why I'm hoping with this current trial and tribulation, I'm hoping, you know, he gets past it. Absolutely. And he's, you know, able to see some, you know, like, brighter things. Because he was loving, I'm telling you, the thing that I got to connect with Cass with is like, yo, he was just happy to be here. And if y'all remember when I just came on Everyday Struggle, it was kind of like, yeah, I've been doing my thing, but it was like, I'm kind of almost happy to even be in the conversation. So, you know, salute to Cass, man. Yo, my prayers goes out to, you know, your wifey, your kids, all the people around you. Salute to Brash. Good dude. Absolutely. Good dude. I just want to say that.
We're all rooting for you, Cass, for sure. Our next clip, fall 2018 Currency. I don't think anyone can have a bad time with Currency. Is that the only thing is that Akademiks refuses to get high with the legends.
Right.
Check out Currency on Everyday
But
Struggle.
I don't smoke sativas.
What?
Yeah, I don't like how they taste. I only smoke indicas.
You just smoked indica 10 minutes ago and you're this alert right now?
Yeah. That's the thing. Thing is, indica is couch weed, so it gives you couch lock. But I like to fight through the couch lock.
Okay.
And that's what makes it, you know what I'm saying? That's the fun in it. Like, yeah, if we stop talking, I would might doze off. But we're talking, there's shit moving around. Yeah, I'm all about it.
Remember you told me you had the velvet
The steering wheel melted in my hand. Yeah, I tell people all the time, I ate a hash brown for breakfast. I'm like, I ate one, I'm like, oh, it's not working, so let me smash this other one and go to the mall.
That's
probably not. Probably not. So I'm gonna exit away from the mall, and I go to turn the steering wheel, and the steering wheel wilted in my hand like a belt. Oh my God. Like it wasn't the steering wheel no more. It was like in my hand, like I was holding that extension cord. Like I'm like, and I'm panicking. I'm like, how is this happening? Because I can't even turn it. But apparently, I'm actually really turning it, but I don't know.
Right.
I'm like in the grass, sitting in the car, like, oh no. And I called the homegirl who made the brownies. I was like, of presence of mind to get the numbers right. No, I'm just sitting in the grass.
God,
so I went to call her, and when she answered the phone, I just went, ah.
Yo, a couple things. One, it's crazy to me that he could smoke indica and still function. So Akademiks, just for you, because I know you're looking at me confused right now. Sativa is like a head high. You could still like function, be upbeat. Indica is, like he said, it's like a couch weed. You are laid out. So shout out to him. And anyone who's had edibles, you probably have one bad story. I have a nightmare story from that week of the Migos shit in LA too. But anyway, bro, I was like sick on Sunset Boulevard, like throwing up out of a cab. Just things I would never tell you guys on the show, but it's over. So who cares at this point? Yeah, I'm cool on edibles.
But that was fun. I mean, anyway. You know, I've known Currency for a long time, and I just when I knew he was coming on, I just was like, yo, what could I talk to him about that I remember? And he told me the story like prior about how he ate an edible, and he said the steering wheel was like he couldn't feel it and it was melting and all that other shit. So I just thought that was a bit of a fun moment for us.
Yeah, it's like smoking, you can sort of control it, but an edible sometimes, especially if you don't know how much is in it, you just eat too much and then you're cool, then the shit hits you in the face and your whole world turns upside down. Like just don't ever do that.
I mean, I'm conflicted. You know, I've never smoked, but like I do also feel the weight of a legend almost inviting you to smoke, and I'm like, man, if I ain't smoke with Currency, like, damn, I might have to smoke with Wiz Khalifa or Snoop at this point. Because like, I just can't smoke with a regular nigga. It's just not gonna hit the same. But I'm gonna be honest with you, like, yo, probably one of the coolest guests we've ever had. Like, you know, just straight conversations. Like, you know, of course, music was involved in what we were talking about, but it was just like, yo, like, and if there was any reason to convince me to smoke weed, like, he was so easygoing. He wasn't like one of the coolest guests we've had. And, you know, I want to just salute him and thank him for coming up here because, you know, a lot of times when we shoot early in the morning, we're dealing with guests that may have either, you know, stayed up in the studio till like 30 minutes before they came here. And you don't really want to talk, or you look at media a certain type of way. He was super easygoing, super good guy. And truth be told, like, he's one of those people where I've met him and I'm like, yo, I like him more. So, you know, big salute to Currency and thank him for coming up here.
Super dope. So this
if I ever smoke, I'm gonna smoke in his honor.
It's never gonna happen. Akademiks, it is over. Just forget it. Yeah, what about me?
Nadeska don't smoke her like that. What? No, she not.
He don't really know you. All right, it's all good.
This next one is the Mogul Talk episode. So this is Birdman coming on winter 2020. So that was like early, the top of this year, which again feels like it was 5 years ago at this point. Yeah, that's so crazy, right? So he came on to talk about his Spotify doc, The New Cash Order.
I really wanted to come to y'all show. You know, I was in town and I made a call and said I wanted to come see. I like what y'all doing. I wanted to come see and come vibe with y'all, come fuck with it.
I appreciate that. That's dope.
To us, you're this, obviously you're yourself, you don't see this mythic figure. Like, I imagine you wake up in the morning already dripping in diamonds, you step into some luxurious fleur slip. You know what I mean? That's just Birdman, and you're like, always going to be like that to us.
He got a $2 million toilet. I want to know if he got that. I've seen that online.
Yeah,
you got that too?
Well, I didn't hear you.
You got a $2 million gold toilet. I remember.
Yes.
Okay,
every toilet in my bathroom is gold. First of all, I never had a vacation in my life. I've never been on vacation.
Ever.
So I say when I do take a vacation, it's going to be for the rest of my life.
Thank you again to Birdman. We'll see you guys here Monday on
Keep doing
Everyday
a great
Struggle.
job, bro.
Appreciate you.
Without a doubt, man. It was A&R too at some point, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nah, that was up, bro.
Damn, I can't believe Birdman knows that.
So Birdman's one of those people that I still don't know if he's actually like a real person.
Right.
And I know you two were geeked after this. He was telling Ak he should start his own label. He was talking to Wayno about his A&R. I think going into this interview too, there was a little bit of, I wouldn't say tension. We were nervous. Like, how are you not nervous with going into a Birdman interview? Why are you looking at me like that? It's true.
A little bit. We're thinking this was going left. We're saying, fuck it.
I was like, am I lying?
I was going to like, fuck it. I'll do it for the moment. But by the way, and I know Birdman tried to come up here like once or twice before. Once with Joe, and we turned it down. We turned Birdman down just because we thought some of his energy, and we didn't think he was gonna answer anything, and we just thought it was just gonna be like an upstage moment. And even when he did come on, I remember looking at that like, yo, if y'all don't know, I do my YouTube stuff, and I got all type of nicknames for Birdman, at least when he was going through with Wayne. And I thought he was just coming here like, yeah, I set them trees straight before, but what about you? I thought he was going crazy on me.
Yo.
And honestly, man, like, it was one of those like, episodes that I felt so good about. I still can't even really digest because I thought he was just gonna, hate me or try to scold me or confront me, but he ended up like giving me praise, and I'm like, damn, this is Birdman.
Well, I'll tell y'all, it was kind of like the total opposite for me. So like for me, I grew up like us all. We grew up watching Cash Money and loving their music and everything. And I really wanted to talk to Birdman about like I Got That Work, the Big Timers album, Big Timers records, like certain stuff that I don't know if he knew how important it was for me being a kid living in New York, how important it was to me growing up in that era. And when he said what he said to me at the end of the show, I felt like I kind of had an arrival moment, as far as being in media, because that was like, for Birdman to acknowledge that he knew something about me outside of the show was like, damn, you really in the right direction. You know what I mean? It was really fun. I know it's a lot of guests that we done had up here, and y'all been like, yo, I don't know how this
Because,
going.
I mean, that's a nice deep moment. So prior to that, my only interaction with Birdman was a few years earlier on an MTV VMA's red carpet, right? So I was covering the carpet. At this time, Young Thug had maybe just started popping. He was like really dropping music. You guys know I'm a huge Thugger fan. I was dying to talk to him, and he doesn't really do interviews. So I'm like acting crazy, waving. I get him to come across the carpet to talk to me. I maybe got in 2 questions, and Birdman pops up behind him like, how'd you get all the way over here, son? And then just fucking whisked him. It was like some Godfather shit. The shit, I was like shaking on the carpet. So I was like pretty nervous going in. But yeah, he answered all of the questions, and it was a really, really dope interview.
Keep in mind also, this was the first interview that he also addressed that infamous interview that he had, at the Breakfast Club where he walked off. It wasn't even an interview. Right. It was just a confrontation. And, I've just been hearing around certain circles that Birdman, he's kind of been, he has a list of people that he felt, may have not really spoken on his name correctly, and he was going to check everybody. And, at a point I was on YouTube, so I'm like, you're going to check me at my crib? But now, again, I think Birdman, Yo Gotti, and a few other rappers / executive came up here and kicked so much knowledge that, I mean, I still look back at those episodes and I look at their demeanor, and not only did it break what public perception of them is, they showed me exactly why they got to that spot. Right. Even Birdman, the demeanor, the calmness, how he answered questions, his presence. I'm telling you, when Birdman was on set, there was a presence here.
Yo, it's another great thing about this whole I got to build a relationship with him post the show.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like, once, we did the show and everything, I mean, he followed me on the gram and everything, but like from time to time, he checks in on me. You know what I mean? Just, yo, Neff, what's going on? Tell Ak I told him start his label. You know what I mean? If y'all ever need some help. And I think that's the Birdman that everybody doesn't get to know, and they have this perception of him. That's really not what it is. He's a really, really good guy, for real. At least to me, I could say.
I'm glad this was a platform he chose to speak, because I think I watched a few interviews of him before he came here, and he didn't seem like he looked like he was kind of holding a lot of stuff back. And even though he had his documentary, I believe it premiered on Apple.
Oh, Spotify.
Was it Spotify?
Yeah.
Okay, but he also had earlier some type of docu-series that was with Apple, and he was definitely just more. Listen, I'm gonna talk to y'all about some of those stuff, and I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
I think we've had so many guests just on the show, period, that like doing our pre-production meetings and we see the name that is supposed to appear, and we get confirmation in the morning, because a lot of times we be making bets like we shoot early in the morning, so like they ain't about to show up.
Yeah,
and then when we hear from like our talent person like, yo, no, this person's on the way or they're in the car, and it's like, okay, good. We're gonna do the show now. What's the game plan? How is this person normally? How are we gonna get them comfortable?
Game plan.
How
Akademiks says, guys, there's never been a successful game plan in the history of Everyday Struggle. Whatever we plan, this shit goes out the window as soon as we get to set. I just know my job is that if things get too tense at some point, I'm supposed to swerve the conversation or like get Ak out of there. That's really it.
Right.
hey, shoot, as we talk about that, look behind you. We have a couple of Polaroids shoots. My man Andrew who did those. We have Young and May. We have Rap City, Ugly God, PNB Rock. Yo, we've had so many guests that have came in and just helped make what the fabric of the show is. You know, of course, we're a debate show. You know, we don't really try to do interviews, but, you know, at times when we're focused on a guest that we have, it might come across as that. But, you know, like, we've had a lot of good moments, and Nadeska knows for a fact, whether it's with me, whether it's with Joe. I don't think Wayno's ever been like this.
He's not the controversial.
We've walked into an interview like, yo, this is about to be horrible. And we come across, like, how many times, you know this fact, how many times have we walked into an episode, like even the first year, right? Let's first year going on. And Joe's like, I really don't want to do this, or like, yo, this is on y'all. And then he does the interview and he's taking 3,000 pictures and like, yo, he's kicking with them.
He knows their astrology sign, they're reading each other's charts.
Exactly. And also with me, I'm like, yo, that's one thing I'll give Nadeska a lot of credit for, because she'll suggest people. Mm-hmm. That's why even, even with Wayno, brilliantly joined the show, when she just, I got enough of, respect for her ability to know who's good at conversation or whatever. Everybody you say was good that I didn't know, they ended up being good. That's when she's like, yo, hey, Wayno's coming. Hey, yo, I know this dude, Wayno, he's coming to the show. I was like, all right, let's see how this is. And I was like, oh, this guy actually could date.
I never knew how this was going to go. Like, I swear, I just came here for one day and never left.
Well, I'm glad you said that on record, because you still act like you don't trust me sometimes when I suggest shit. But, it's been a ride, man. And there's so many guests we couldn't include, or else we could go for hours. But I'm sure if you guys have your favorite moments, let us know. There are people like Ray J. Like, Ray J was a wild episode that we had the first year. There's so many crazy moments in the history of this show. But again, we're just so grateful to you all who rocked with us that entire time. So our next episode, you guys are gonna like this one, is gonna be the biggest beefs in Everyday Struggle history.
Oh man, we gave you the positive first. Now we get
negative. One. And then we're just gonna do the grand finale, where we're just sort of recapping, maybe telling you a lot of things behind the scenes that you never knew went on. Because honestly, I still think a lot of the most engaging content of this show has happened off camera, which is so crazy to say.
Let me just add one more thing, and again, we'll probably get to that in the finale. No, we'll get to that in the finale.
We'll get to that in the finale. But guys, thank you for rocking with us, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm only going to say this, I think, 2 more times. See you here tomorrow on Everyday Struggle.
Yo, enjoy the drip right here, because I don't think I can wear it again, man.